What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amber, and in today's video I'm sharing some dating tips for my Christian women out there who are single and ready to mingle. And I just want y'all to know I am not a relationship expert. I don't know everything. These are just some things that I think might help you and serve you, and I really think that these are beneficial as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so my first piece of advice is to simply enjoy the process of getting to know someone. I say that because I notice a lot of Christians approach people and it's like they already have this idea of what they want it to be. Like they already have these expectations. I do want to say I understand courting. I know that people court, and when you court somebody, the whole thing is I want to get to know you to figure out if you could be my potential husband or wife. And you know, I think that works for some people, but I don't think that works for everybody. And I don't think that wanting to date is something that is worldly or wrong. I personally, the whole courting thing did not work for me. Courting didn't work for me because I didn't like having pressure from the jump. I felt like courting someone totally just skipped over building a friendship with them. Like it's how do you build a friendship with somebody, but you're also trying to figure them out and see, you know, is this going to work? How's this going to work for me or whatever? I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but all I know is I'm a free spirit. I'm easygoing. I don't like pressure from the beginning. Like that's just not me. But I did date with intention. I wasn't dating guys just to get a free meal or to get attention. Okay, that wasn't me. But I will say just the process of just hanging out with somebody, going to, you know, going to dinner, going to see a movie, going to a group outing, whatever, like that was more my speed. And so I would say to just like have fun, take your time. Like it does not have to be like this super serious thing. I mean, if you want a husband, I would hope that you would be friends with your husband first, because that friendship component is so important. I know you've heard it before, but it's so true. So like take your time and just enjoy the process of building that friendship with somebody. And guess what? If it doesn't work out, that's okay, because now you have a new friend. Number two, and y'all, these are not in order from like most important to least important. I just threw this list together. I would say it's very important to include God in your dating decisions. When you decide who you want to give a chance to, always include God with that, because I remember there was one guy, oh my gosh, I thought he just had everything going on. He just had all the things, you know. And I remember the Lord being like, Amber, no. And he didn't even do anything. Matter of fact, the Lord was like, that guy you're into, yeah, today he's going to ask you for your number. Don't give him your number. I didn't listen. I gave him my number. Include God, because, you know, God is the only being in this entire world, in the existence of life and all things life, that actually can like knows the heart of people. Like he knows everyone's hearts, he knows what everybody's doing, he knows everything. So if the Holy Spirit is telling you don't do it, don't give them a chance, don't pay attention, take heed to that. I don't know how to explain it. Like God really does allow us to make our own choices and things like that. God was very like, I don't know, there were some guys he was like no. And then there were other guys, he was like, you can see what happens. I don't want that to sound bad, or like, I don't know. I try to be careful of things I say about God and things like that. The third thing I would say is to take your time. Just take your time. Don't rush into anything. That goes back to my first point of just enjoying the process. Like, take your time, because you know, dating is just for a season, but marriage is really supposed to be for a lifetime. Like you're supposed to be married to that person for the rest of your life until, you know, one of you is no longer in existence. I mean, that's really how that's supposed to go. And so I would say to take your time in the dating process, because, you know, you want to be very confident in the decision you make when it comes to who you marry. Pay attention to everything. Also think about, like, can I really live with this man forever? Like, can I really serve this man? Like, if you feel like he's toxic now and he's like aggravating you and things like that, I would say pay attention. Like, do you really want to be in this toxic relationship for the rest of your life? Like, you know, pay attention to stuff like that. I would say take your time too, because maybe there's some things you want to address internally, and you know that getting into a marriage would only make these things like worse possibly. And so yeah, just chill out, take your time. Number 4, I would say do not overshare. You know, maintain a level of mystery about yourself. Like, he doesn't need to know everything about you right now. He doesn't. People have to earn the right to get to know you. Always remember that. People don't just have this all access card to you in your life. No, they have to deserve the right to get to know you. You have to build a level of trust there. There's got to be something there with that person for you to feel comfortable enough to confide and share certain things. So don't overshare. And y'all have to remember, like, men like pursuing. They like the hunt. They like to have to work at things like this. So if you tell him everything from the beginning, you're boring now. Like, it's no longer interesting or fun. So don't do that. Number 5, this is going to piggyback off my last point. That is, do not be too accessible. Do not be too accessible. You want to be different. You want to be that person that's like, and I don't want to say like play hard to get. You just want to show him that you have a life and you have responsibilities and you have things you're focused on, and it's not all about him. You need to establish that from the jump, because I'm telling y'all, there are some people out there who they just do too much, okay? And they do a lot and they expect you to do a lot for them. So if I were you, I would not make myself too accessible. Still be yourself, still be kind, you know, you want to enjoy each other, but just don't create this expectation from the beginning that he has all access to you all hours of the day, all times of the day. Like, you'll do whatever. Like, don't do that. Number 6, anytime you are dating someone, you know, I think it's good to get your friends involved in that. At first I wrote down family and friends, but you know, when you bring family in pretty early in the game, that's some pressure right there. I would say your friends, like, get your friends involved and then consult with them. See what your friends think about this person. I've been in situations before. My personality is this, like, I just read people, and so like there's certain people where I knew, like, if I tell this person what I think about this guy, like, they're not gonna like that. Like, they're gonna shut down, be upset, and not listen to me. But then there's some people that they're like sponges, and they're like, no, tell me, like, I want to know, right? So I would just say, be open to what your friends have to say, whether you like it or not, because you want to know that there's other eyes on this person, not just yours. Ultimately, like, your friends know you and they care about you, and they're probably going to pick up on things that you might not see. Or maybe you're trying to ditch this person and they're like, no, you need that. They're good for you. By the way, let me back up. Whoa, how did I forget this? Consult with your Christian friends. Boom. Number 7, don't focus on external things. So in other words, when you meet a guy, don't become so fixated on his looks. Don't become fixated on his lifestyle, his car, how he dresses, the money he has, maybe the status he has, the network he has, whatever. Don't be focused on the fact that he smells good. You have to look beyond those things, and you have to look at the person. You have to look at their heart, and you have to look at their character. I really think women get caught up in a lot of these toxic relationships. How many times am I going to say toxic in this video? But anyways, I think a lot of women, though, get caught up in these toxic relationships because they're so hyper focused on those things. Like, oh my gosh, like I know he a little crazy, but he's so fine. So I just have to like deal with it. Like, that's the risk I'm willing to take. You know, I'm about to risk my whole life because he fine. Or, oh, he got all this money though. I've never been with a man that like has money like this and can buy me things. Like, he bought me some Gucci flip-flops, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no Gucci nothing, but he got that for me like it's nothing. We just, as women, like, we want to be taken care of. We want to feel safe. We want to be protected. We want to be affirmed in who we are. And for a lot of us, we care about how we look. Like, we care about our image. And so because we care so much about our image, we care a lot about the person we're with, you know what I'm saying? But I would say to not become fixated on those things. Do not be lured away by temporary things. Don't do that. I'm not saying it's impossible to meet a guy who loves Jesus and checks off all your boxes. I would say though that the chances of that might be pretty slim. I don't think that we get our wish list. I don't think that's real. But just like I think about my husband, like, I wasn't everything he wanted. I look at my husband, he wasn't everything I wanted, but we are exactly what we needed in each other. So stay focused. Stay focused. Number 8, my advice for number 8 is to love and embrace yourself first. If you have a hard time loving yourself, you're going to have a hard time loving someone else the way they deserve to be loved. And if you don't accept who you are, you're going to have a hard time accepting other people for who they are. And so how does this tie into dating? It ties into dating because if you are under construction emotionally, then you really shouldn't be trying to get in the game, right? If you have injuries to yourself, if you have internal injury, you probably shouldn't be out here trying to make moves like that. You know, you have to become better. You know, you have to be restored, and you have to heal, and you have to be in a healthy place in order to put yourself out there. Because being in a relationship with somebody is something that is totally emotional. It's totally emotional. So if your own personal emotional health is poor, then I would say don't get somebody else involved in something that you need to be dealing with yourself. Like, don't go try to get a man to make you feel great about yourself. Because the minute things go wrong, you know, you're going to be in a hole, like crashing down. So I would say if you're not at this place, like, you need to just ignore everything else I already said. I probably should have made this point number 1. But anyways, stop everything and focus on this first. And this is part of my story. This is what I had to do. Like, I did not love myself, but I was out here trying to get a boyfriend because everybody had a boyfriend. I didn't have a boyfriend. Oh my God, I need a boyfriend. No, Amber, you need help. Go get help. So that's what I did. Number 9 is, you know, while you're single and dating, like, be content in your singleness. Be full of joy and excited for like where you are now and the place you're in, because to be single is not a bad thing the way people make it seem. And I think there's so much beauty in singleness. And, you know, don't wait on somebody to do the things that make you happy or give you the things that make you happy. Enjoy your singleness, love it to death, and make the most of it. So as you're dating and getting to know different people, that's why I say take your time, build a friendship with people first, and, you know, just take it easy. And as you do that, and if you are secure in yourself, then, you know, it's even better, because it's just like, man, I know I'm a prize, and I'm such a prize that I'm not in a hurry. Like, I'm chilling right now. So buy yourself those flowers. Go buy yourself a ring. You know, if you want a diamond ring so bad, go buy you one. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be big or it's going to be whatever, but I just mean, do things for yourself. You don't have to wait for a man to do it for you. You do it for yourself first. Then the last point I want to make that I feel like is so serious: be in love with God. As you're getting to know different guys, make sure that you are deeply in love with God. Because if you are deeply in love with God, then when you do get into a committed relationship with someone, and when it does lead to an engagement and then it leads to marriage, you're really going to be able to love that person the way that they ought to be loved, because you love God so much and God lavishes his love upon you. And so you're just this gift that just keeps on giving, and your cup overflows full of love, and it just pours out to everybody that's around you. And so be in love with God and just allow him to lead you as you're in this season, because he's all in it and he cares. He cares so much. I don't think we realize how much he cares, but he definitely cares. And, when you're in love with God and you're content in your singleness, you're coming from a place of being full. You're already at that 100%. You don't need somebody to complete you. And you know who you are, you know what you're about. And when a man sees that, that's attractive. All right, y'all, well, that's it. That's all of my tips that I wanted to share with you today. I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot more that could be said, but I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And if there's something I said that really resonates with you, could you just comment below, tell me what it is? And maybe there's something I didn't say in this video, but maybe you have a piece of advice or a tip that you want to share. You can feel free to drop that in the comments too. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to share it with one of your other single Christian gal friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time. Take care.